Two boys, a royal fortress, and a silence that has echoed for over 5 centuries. In the summer of 1483, 12-year-old Edward V of England and his 9-year-old brother, Richard of Shrewsbury, Duke of York, vanished within the walls of the Tower of London. They were last seen alive under the protective watch of their uncle, Richard, Duke of Gloucester, who, weeks later, seized the throne and became Richard III. Their disappearance is one of the most enduring and haunting mysteries in British history. Were they murdered, hidden, or did they escape, only to re-emerge in rumor and imposture? The evidence is compelling, but the truth remains elusive. The story begins in April 1483, when King Edward IV dies unexpectedly. His eldest son, Edward, is just 12. As custom dictates, he's escorted to London by his maternal relatives, the Woodvilles, in preparation for his coronation. But before he can reach the capital, his uncle Richard intercepts the entourage, arrests Edward's protectors, and places the boy, and eventually his younger brother Richard, into the Tower of London. Officially, it's a temporary lodging before Edward's coronation. Unofficially, it's a power move. In June, Parliament declares the princes illegitimate. Their father's marriage is deemed invalid, based on claims of a pre-contract. Within weeks, Richard is crowned king, and the princes vanish. There are no trial records, no funeral accounts, no eyewitness testimonies from within the tower. Just silence. In time, chroniclers like Thomas More claim Sir James Tyrrell confessed, under Richard III's orders, to smothering the boys with pillows. But no original confession survives. And More was writing decades later under Tudor rule, with every incentive to villainize the last Plantagenet king. Fast forward nearly 2 centuries. In 1674, workers demolishing a staircase in the White Tower discover a wooden box beneath the rubble. Inside are 2 small skeletons. King Charles II, eager to promote himself as a restorer of justice after years of political upheaval, declares them the lost princes. He orders the bones reinterred in Westminster Abbey, in a royal urn beneath a stone monument. But were they? In 1933, the remains are examined. The bones are consistent with children aged around 10 and 12, but the findings are far from definitive. Many bones are missing. Others are jumbled. No DNA testing was conducted. Indeed, it didn't exist yet. And since then, royal permission to re-examine the remains has repeatedly been denied, until recently. Reports suggest King Charles III may be more open to scientific investigation. DNA extracted from the remains could be matched to known descendants of the prince's maternal line, yet no formal approval has materialized. Meanwhile, tantalizing new evidence adds intrigue. In 2023, a will dated 1522 was uncovered referencing the chain of office once worn by Edward V. The item appeared in the estate of Lady Margaret Capel, whose family had direct ties to Sir James Tyrrell. Was it looted from the boy after a murder, or passed down as a relic of survival? Alternative theories persist. Some believe the princes lived in exile, pointing to archival anomalies and the existence of 2 prominent pretenders, Lambert Simnel and Perkin Warbeck, who each claim to be a surviving prince. Historian Philippa Langley's Missing Princes Project has traced fresh leads, arguing that at least one boy may have been secretly relocated and raised abroad. Critics counter that these narratives recycle discredited claims, already debunked during the Tudor era. Then there's the question of motive. Did Richard III gain from the boys' deaths? Absolutely. As long as Edward and Richard lived, they posed a threat to his legitimacy. But motive does not equal proof. Some suggest Henry VII, who overthrew Richard 2 years later, had more reason to eliminate the boys after the fact, especially if they had survived. Despite centuries of speculation, the tower guards its secrets well. The mystery has become a mirror, reflecting the anxieties of every generation that retells it. For the Tudors, it was a justification for their violent rise. For the Stuarts, a symbol of restored monarchy. For modern Britain, it's a question of science versus sentiment. Should history be rewritten by DNA Or is the mystery itself part of the legacy? The small bones discovered in 1674 still lie beneath Westminster Abbey. They rest beneath a Latin inscription honoring two innocent princes. Yet no definitive proof ties the bones to Edward and Richard. Until they are tested, their story remains unfinished. A riddle whispered through the halls of a tower, a secret buried under stone and silence. If you liked what you watched, please like and subscribe. We post interesting and crazy stories from throughout history every Wednesday and Saturday. Yesterday's craziness, because yesterday was crazy too.